If you're only here to cause drama, come sit next to me.
If you're looking for the bare necessities, you found them. Hello!
I'm Hunter Harden.
And I'm Papa the Bear. And welcome to the Real Housebears
podcast.
That's a great thing. Are we going to start with that? That's fun.
You're not crying hard enough to be Erica.
No. Erica's voice is kind of hard to do, I think, for a man.
You know, it is. And then the week that we had to take a week off, like all of the Erica stuff exploded on the show.
Oh my goodness.
We don't have a lot of time for like intros and hey, how you been? Even though we've had last weekend was a lot of fun at Paradise in Oklahoma City. Mm-hmm. But there is something that we do want to like get off our chest before we get into Beverly Hills.
And if you look on our video on our Instagram page, you can see what's on our chest right now.
You know, that's true. That's true. I think people who know me consider me a pretty mild-mannered teddy bear. Mm-hmm. But the only time I ever get upset, or maybe even sometimes slightly aggressive, is when you hurt somebody I care about.
Mm-hmm. You do not want me getting angry.
Well, this week, Mary Cosby tweeted that Heather Gay is racist. I mean, that's just really the bottom line of it all.
Yeah, which is baffling to me because the whole last season and the reunion, all they did was talk about how Mary was racist. And she admittedly did say, she said that she won't go to any 7-Eleven or gas station if there's black youth out front.
And she's not attracted to men who are dark-skinned.
Yeah, so who's going to listen to Mary Cosby? Who's listening to Mary Cosby right now anyway?
Well, yesterday, it was hard for me to not get aggressive with some trolls on social media who are
and there's no point
trying to side with Mary. So all I got to say is that Heather Gay is a woman of integrity, who has love for all people. Mm-hmm. And Mary Cosby, what I can say to you is thumbs up.
2 thumbs up is the FU.
I think she knows what it means, or she probably doesn't because Mary is out there.
Listen, I don't care if it's 2 thumbs up. I'll give you 3 thumbs up. And a frowny face, because the protective Papa Bear in me is coming out.
It's just a desperate plea for attention and also deflection of whatever is going on. Mary's just trying to stay relevant. She's insane, and she has no quality to her. I haven't seen a single thing that is a good quality of Mary Cosby.
Well, you know, I like to keep it positive about my housewives, and I do appreciate the humor that Mary Cosby, the thing she made me laugh at season 1. And, you know, when we cover season 2, I will try to be as unbiased as possible, but I am on fire about it because I love Heather Gay. She is a wonderful human being who, again, has love for all people. And it's just ridiculous that people would try to buy into that bull crap.
It's so stupid. And at this time, accusing somebody of being racist when they're not racist is just...
I would rather someone tell me I'm wearing ugly leather pants. So I had to get that off my chest. Let's get into Beverly Hills. We got to cover both episodes 8 and 9 today.
And we start off on fire on this episode. It starts off with Sutton screaming, "F you, Crystal!" And Crystal just saying,
You're upset because you're jealous, period.
You're jealous. Period.
Jealous of what? Your ugly leather pants?
This scene left me saying the same thing Dorit was saying. What happened? What just happened here?
I feel like every single episode, they're starting each episode off with the ending and then going back to the beginning.
They have been.
And like at least every other episode, it feels
They're
like
always
that way.
like, here we go. This is what you're going to get. But hold on, wait. 4 days earlier, shoot over to Lisa and HH picking out food in a fancy market.
Yes.
I'm here for Harry Hamlin's meat.
We all know that Harry Hamlin is a master chef, so Lisa has volunteered him to make bolognese for everyone.
Bolognese. I feel like I should know what that is since I'm Italian.
I mean, are you? I thought you were French. Oh no, you just learned French.
Learned French.
And now you're Italian.
I'm everything.
Yes, you are. You are everything.
So amazing, so incredible.
When Harry's like ready to go, Lisa's like, wait, hold on, I want to go see some of this other stuff. And she orders a hamburger from this one place, and then she's like, oh, I like this. And he's already in line, like checking out.
Yes, she can't stop shopping.
She can't stop.
That's what it is. She
Period.
can't. Well, you're right.
Oh my goodness.
You know what? You've got one life to live.
Then next we cut to Kathy Hilton's huge house. It's probably the biggest house I've seen on the Housewives, I feel.
I mean, it's an estate, like huge. The tennis court alone is bigger than our whole condos.
I mean,
like,
yeah, I can't think of anyone's home that we've seen on any of the shows. That I mean, maybe Lisa Vanderpump has a massive home. I remember Jennifer Aydin's home was giant, but I mean, this place is a castle.
Yeah. Well, what do you
It's
expect?
the Kentucky Castle where Jax and Brittany got married.
Is it?
No.
Oh. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean,
the Kentucky
all
Castle
of these...
is in Kentucky.
Well, I know that, but I didn't know where they got married or anything.
Gotcha. Y'all will have to forgive my husband today. He is completely breaking tradition and not having a cocktail during the recording of our podcast.
Listen, I have been getting migraines a lot lately in the middle of the day, and it's probably from day drinking. And so I don't want to day drink today, so I'm sorry I'm not my cheerful self. I will make sure to slur my words a little bit, mess up words completely, fumble whatever I'm saying to make it look like I am still trashed.
Well, you know my new motto. Why not?
I know, like, is it too soon to have a cocktail?
The answer is no.
Nice.
How's that?
Thank you. I mean, that's the least that you could do. We missed a week.
I'm an actor.
You
I can
sure
do
are.
this.
You sure are. Well, Crystal and Erica are playing tennis with some of Crystal's friends. And, you know, Erica is mostly a good sport about it, considering they're like pros.
And she has no idea what to do.
Yeah.
And I love the scene, like, they won, but Erica didn't do
won.
a single
Crystal
thing.
won.
Yeah, Crystal
won
held
against
the
both
team.
of them.
I mean,
Crystal won against her two
and
friends.
and I love Crystal. There's something, I told you, there's something about her that I just love to death. And the fact that she's like competitive makes me love her even more. Like,
Okay,
I want to play
okay.
I want to do stuff with her. I want to play sports with her.
I mean, pretty much every time that Crystal is in a confessional, she's talking about how competitive she is.
I know.
Or she's talking about Sutton.
I love just as long as she doesn't get crazy, and if she beats me at like Monopoly or something, I will have a BF, and you know what a BF is.
Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is.
If you don't know what a BF is, watch White Chicks.
You know, Erica is doing the smart thing for me. I know people are like, I can't believe she's going on through this, and she's still filming, and she's still doing this and that. And we've already talked about, you know, she can't go without the paycheck. But I have learned that when you are feeling down in the dumps, you're going to continue feeling down in the dumps until you get out of your environment.
Yeah, if you sit at home and constantly think about what's wrong in your life, and that's all you do, all you are doing is just torturing yourself slowly.
Yeah, so at least if she gets out of the house, there's going to be a moment that she's not thinking about what she's going through, you know?
100%. And plus, like, her entire career is entertainment based. So she hasn't been working at all during COVID. And people, if they're like judging her for filming this during this time, she needs a paycheck. It's terrifying to think that you're not going to have any money to support yourself in the future.
And then getting locked down.
And locked down and by
away
yourself,
from
that's
everyone.
hard.
That's
That is hard.
awful. They get up to Kathy's house, and Kathy's been up. It's like 10 o'clock. She's been up for about 45 minutes. She's still in her pajamas.
There's fresh fruit there. Yum. It was delivered. I want fresh fruit delivered to our house every morning.
Yeah. And they have a nice little chat about, you know, Erica's independence and doing her own laundry. And she's not mad about doing housework because she's just happy to have her own place.
Yeah.
And then a cut to Kyle's house where they're all taking their Christmas photo in their cute little red pajamas.
They're all matchy-matchy.
I like that they took a picture with all of their quarantine vices. Did you catch that?
Oh, yeah.
That was a cute idea.
I didn't know that's what it was.
The matching pajamas was a little bit cheesy, but the fact that like one of them had a glass of wine, the other one had whatever their
whatever.
I thought that was
game,
a cute spin. A cute spin.
I thought it was adorable.
Kathy and Kyle start talking about Kim. When are we going to have the Kathy, Kyle, and Kim spinoff? I mean, please.
Be careful what you wish for.
Okay.
But they're worried that Kim is being alone and kind of is okay with being alone.
Yeah, it seems like she's okay with being alone. It just seems like being around everybody kind of brings past back up and brings her anxiety back up and the anger and the feelings of all that stuff.
And her addiction, spending too much time alone, that can be bad for someone who is an addict who really, and Kim struggles.
And also hanging around people that caused you to start doing drugs is bad too.
I love that Mauricio comes down and grabs the bottle that Kyle's been drinking, and Kathy's like, be careful, COVID.
We still have to be careful. And she's like, that's my husband. Like, we cuddle in the middle of the night and kiss. Like,
yeah, we're good.
Kathy's just... Kathy's the safety ranger of the group. I love it to death.
And listen, she's got a full, first aid kit in her purse.
She legit is Mary Poppins.
Oh, my God,
She
right.
has a Mary Poppins bag.
You are so right about
she's going to pull a whole lampshade out of there at one point.
Oh, my God.
You can find everything in my bag, basically. You name it. Socks, an extra pair of shoes, a sweater, carpet samples, drapery samples, wallpaper samples. There's sandals in there for a pedicure. You know that. Actually, I can't find my bag. I was actually looking for the bag. It's a big bag.
That's funny. Cut to Erica's new home. It's almost $10,000 a month. $9,500 a month.
It's a beautiful home, but for one person... I don't think she was planning on going through this stuff after this divorce.
True.
So I think she probably would have gone down more if she knew this stuff was all coming at her.
Well, and what's wild, though, is that housewives all the time rent their homes and spend that much money a month on rent. I would prefer to rent. I mean, I do own this home,
yes,
but I really like someone else having to take care of all of my stuff.
But man, $10,000 a month, I hope to make that in a year.
Erica had a beautifully wallpapered bathroom we've been talking about.
We've been talking about wallpapered bathrooms so much. I want to do it so bad, but I don't know what pattern or what to do it in.
The producer asks Erica if this is the first time she's ever been worried about money, at least in a very long time. And she's like, yeah, for sure. But I got money. I've been doing my work too. Don't discount Broadway and my book and my makeup and my shoes.
I still did good.
Yeah, don't you worry. And then Sutton shows up. Here we have Sutton again being #baller. She shows up with that signed Dolce & Gabbana coffee table book. That she is in twice.
That's pretty awesome. That's cool.
Every time I'm like, God, Sutton, you're the worst human being. Then she pulls something like that, and I'm like, but that's why you're a housewife.
Yeah, you do housewife baller stuff.
Yeah, people. She impresses me in that type of.
With how much game she's got.
How easily she cries and acts crazy doesn't impress me, but
I just want to be her friend and be like, hey, girl, it's my birthday in March.
I bet you in this high pressure environment outside of that, I bet she's fun.
Oh, I bet.
And quite lovely. I think just the
I don't know if she's used to hanging out with a group of girls.
And a group of people who are going to question her.
Everything. And everything's going to be put on her fine-tooth comb. And the producers are going to put them in situations that's going to cause issues.
Right. Well, they're all getting ready for Rena's Bolognese dinner the next night, and of course it comes back to the word violate, and is Crystal going to be willing to retract the word violate, and is it going to come up tomorrow? And I'm like, well, of course it is.
Poor Sutton. And she's like, I don't want to be called Peeping Tom either. But honestly, in this situation, I think Sutton needs to flip the script and make it a joke. Like everyone else kind of is like Kathy's trying to make it a joke and stuff. Turn it around and make it a joke and laugh about it instead of getting upset about the word, because Crystal's not going to back down from the word. So just make it a joke.
I wonder if she worries, though, then that's going to just give it fuel. Because she's even like, I'm done with the Peeping Tom stuff as well.
Yeah.
Like, can we just put it all to rest?
But maybe it'll help her anxiety in her own personal thing, in her own world.
Yeah. The next scene is Garcelle's scene, and I had total deja vu.
Of Jersey.
Yes.
Yes.
It was an exact scene of Teresa and Gia.
Sitting at the bar across from the sink.
Doing
her
homework. Online learning, yes.
And the mom being too loud.
Yes. And then calls the son downstairs.
On her phone. Why can't she walk into the other room and call?
Well, two things. Either A, why can't he take his laptop into another room?
In the other, 12 bedrooms they have in the house? Or outside by the pool?
Or B, why can't the dishes wait until his online class is over?
One
of those two things.
I realized that she was cooking dinner and stuff, but she was like doing dishes and stuff that could have waited till I don't know. Either way, he shouldn't have been there. And she didn't have to make that much noise.
It's a little tiring to me sometimes. There's so many parallels between the cities where I feel like I'm seeing the exact same scene between cities, but at least this wasn't a murder mystery party. At least it wasn't a murder mystery party.
Those have not done well in multiple cities.
Oh my gosh, right. Now we finally get to the bolognese dinner using real food from their garden.
Which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, most celebrities just pay people to just do stuff for them. So the fact that they have the hobby and the interest, and Harry Hamlin, the fear of the pandemic.
Yeah,
I think that's impressive. It's not a skill or even a desire that I have to garden or landscape.
I have a fear of watching those documentaries like Seaspiracy and like the foods that are given to us now, because they're all like manufactured for bigger taste and flavor. They're not real or natural anymore.
Right here we have the evidence, because he asks her to taste 2 different sauces.
And she's like, ooh, I like this one.
And
really.
the one with the vegetables from their garden wins.
Is the one that won.
I mean, there's validity to that for sure.
I'm scared. I'm not going to ever eat vegetables again.
Probably just gonna have a lot of anonymous sex.
Kyle shows up to Dorit's house so they can, I guess, ride to the bolognese dinner together. Mm-hmm. I love Dorit's Winter Wonderland.
Oh my gosh, it's so adorable.
I want to be able to hire someone to decorate for Christmas.
Me?
Well, I do hire you to decorate for Christmas.
Well, you don't really hire me for it, but I put up all the decorations.
Well, last weekend we did meet the guy who decorates Reba McEntire's home for Christmas.
And he says he needs help every year doing it.
And you stay at Reba's home
for
while you're
multiple
decorating.
Nights.
How cool is that?
I don't know who she is because I'm too young for that, but I'm going to still do it.
How dare you? How dare you? You better take that back right now, young man.
That is below the belt.
See, young man.
Beverly Beach is doing so well that she's now branching into bridal.
I saw that. That was, I mean, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely. Go Dorit. The friends of are having more screen time than Dorit. Where is Dorit this season?
Now that I think about it, it's a little suspicious.
I don't know, but it's irritating that she's going to collaborate on wedding dresses because she has such good style. You don't have good style. You're buying full-on ensemble pieces from designers and wearing it. That's all you're doing. You're not putting... This is my challenge to you, Dorit. Go to Walmart, go to Ross, and go to one other random store and buy an article of clothing from each one of those stores and then make it work.
You better, Project Runway.
Make it work.
You better.
It's easy to buy a jumpsuit from one designer.
I'll up you one. Dorit, I'm going to give you an unconventional materials challenge. So you have to go to Party City.
Okay.
Dollar General.
Okay.
And Five Below.
And you have a $100 limit. Yes. Oh, I will rock you at that, Dorit.
I can't.
And then
wait to watch
I get the
episode.
wedding contract.
Make it work.
I can't wait to watch that episode.
It's going to be pretty epic. Let's do this, Dorit. I'm going to put on a full-on accent the whole time. It's going to be, and then at the very end, I'm going to use my normal voice, and people are going to be like, "Gas! He's not British Australian,
French
and French."
It's giving me a Lugano, Switzerland vibe.
So finally, instead of Garcelle showing up first, Kyle and Dorit show up first. Mm-hmm. And they're like, "Hey, did Rinna have anything to do with any of this?" And Harry Hamlin's like,
Not a single thing. She just sat there and tasted.
Yeah.
That's it.
Without changing spoons. Harry and Rinna plan to build a pool so that the kids will come back to visit. And Kyle's like, oh, yeah, your daughter who is dating a 40-something-year-old man is the same age I was when I got pregnant.
Did you see his face? All the blood run from his face? He's like, I don't need to hear.
I would have been like, Kyle Richards, will you please never speak in my presence again?
Kyle, get away. Where's Kathy?
Right? I would be like, no, thank you. No, thank you. There is a fun montage of women with non-grass appropriate shoes.
They need I don't know why they haven't made like a high heel that has some kind of like flip out or like something you twist at the bottom to expand the heel part for like when they were like walking around in grass, like wood
or
planks,
maybe just
rocks,
wear wedges,
glass.
women. Wear wedges. You can do that.
How dare you?
Well, it's an outdoor...
How dare you limit our creativity in what we want to wear?
It's an outdoor dining experience. That just makes sense.
I'm going to wear 7-inch stilettos.
Well, then dig your heels into the
No,
grass.
you will carry me wherever I need to go.
Here we go. Here we go. Did you see the cool little fan things that were around the charcuterie
Yes,
tray?
I have that. Okay, so those little propeller things keep bugs away from your food because I saw that at Walmart when I went to go pick up the stuff, the whistles. It was right next to it. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool thing.
So I was like, ooh, I know what that is.
I don't mind Sutton's jungle cat dress. I didn't mind it one bit. I kind of liked it, as a matter of fact. And then Garcelle arrives last. Funny how Garcelle is always the first one to arrive, but then when it's at Rinna's house, she's the last person.
She's learned.
She's like, I'm not going to get to Rinna's house first and be stuck there with Rinna. But actually, they had a really lovely visit. Like, they've really come a long way.
Yeah.
They were kind to each other. They were reminiscing about Rinna's 50th birthday and getting trashed. So it was. I like where they're headed. Good. But Rinna's got a good head on her shoulders about it. She's like, you know what? Maybe Garcelle and I'll be great friends. Maybe it'll peter out.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's life. That's being an adult.
The charcuterie boards are ready to eat.
Yeah,
Did you see them?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
And I also like that Harry Hammond's like plating the food, and the servers are bringing it out.
Yeah.
And I love that he sat and ate with them.
Me too. I was wondering if he was going to sit and eat with them, because if he didn't, I'd be a little upset.
I thought, yeah, they were surprised, but I thought it was lovely.
And he got head of the table.
Well,
Lisa moved over.
The chef, you know, why not? Of course, the conversation turns to Scott Disick.
Of course.
The invisible character this season. But Harry has a hard time judging it.
It's hard for any of these people to judge it because half of those people sitting there have all dated well above their age.
Yeah.
Guess what? We all fall in love with older men.
Harry Hamlin included.
Yeah, I don't understand that. What do people see in older...
It's disgusting. And Crystal was 20 years younger than her husband, and she was 20 when she met him.
But she's like, I understand that we are more the exception of a successful age gap like that at such a young age. Again, I'm not against an age gap. I just understand the maturity level of a 19-year-old.
And also, he has kids already, and it's just something you don't really need to be thrown into at 19.
Yeah. After dinner, Harry surprises Garcelle. Well, they all surprise Garcelle with a birthday celebration, and Garcelle seemed genuinely touched. Mm-hmm. And if someone bought those expensive gifts for me, like a giant diamond ring, I would be genuinely touched also.
Each one of those gifts could feed a small city.
I was like, I am so genuinely touched that you can touch me wherever you
Oh my
want.
gosh, could you imagine?
I was like, give me the ring. But Sutton was like, I didn't know that we were bringing gifts. Flashback to a week ago, and Rena's like, if you want to bring gifts, bring gifts. So to be honest with you, I think that was really the catalyst to Sutton's breakdown, more so than Crystal being at the table.
Oh.
I think she was embarrassed that she was the only person who came without a gift.
Because she usually always comes with a gift.
And whether it was a conscious effort to detract from that or not, that's what happened. That's my opinion about it.
Okay. Because it seemed like that's when it she started having her issues and people started noticing.
100%. She was embarrassed that she was the only one.
And it was during Crystal's present being open is when she kind of lost it even more.
Yeah. But Sutton can't get it together. Kyle goes down to try to talk her down, but Sutton just can't get it together. So they walk off to get a drink. But then now the other ladies want a shot. So they get up as well. And everyone's like, Sutton, are you crying? No, I have allergies. Yeah, everyone's going to buy that.
I'm not going to let you gloss over Garcelle saying she wanted her boyfriend to be hung like a horse.
I did not know that she liked horseback riding.
When she said it, because even Harry Hamlin's like, be careful what you wish for.
Well, and we
I
know
was like,
that's not
"Amen,
true.
brother."
We know it's not true because like 2 or 3 episodes ago, she said they don't want him too big.
I know, and we had a conversation about Corey's D on the episode before this. You guys should all listen.
Yeah.
If you accidentally skipped it, we talk about Corey's weekend D.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I guess I should like wear it the badge of honor, but I just don't normally talking about it.
All I want to know is, how do I get my hands on some?
But Sutton just can't act like everything's hunky-dory.
Who's hunky-dory?
Who is Hunky Dory? Who is Hunky Dory? Is that a nickname for someone?
I mean, I know every week I say that's my favorite Kathy Hilton moment.
But there's always a new one that's going to pop up. It's just too much. Like, she can't even say those types of euphemisms with different slang. But when somebody else does it and she says hunky-dory, she doesn't know what hunky-dory means.
God, I love her.
She's just too much.
Well, we finally get to what we flash forward to at the beginning. Everyone is finally together. Sutton just cannot let go of the fact that Crystal used the word violated and would not retract it.
I don't know if you noticed it, but in one of these little scenes at this very specific moment, you could see Dorit holding her phone up and checking her makeup while everyone's fighting.
See, that's why Dorit's on the show. That's why Dorit's on the show. But again, I want some Dorit meat.
Oh my.
You gotta get your meat somewhere, so have your steak.
Oh my goodness. Let's just move on from that. I don't know how you could save yourself from that.
I want just a meaty storyline with Dorit.
You keep using meaty.
But Crystal is one of the few who, like, she'll clap back without yelling at you, and it cuts. Like, I don't know what kind of world you're living in. Well, not yours.
Well, not yours, apparently. But it's so easy with Sutton.
Yeah.
She sets you up so easily.
And then Crystal finishes off the scene saying, "You're jealous?" Period. And I wonder, I've thought about this, and I think that we've talked about this. There probably is a level of competition with Sutton having to come in with another new girl.
The new
Sutton,
girl's doing better.
Yeah, in her eyes at least.
Yeah.
Sutton did have some experience last season as a friend of, but I don't remember if she was really a whole lot part of the conflict from what I remember.
Yeah.
There could be some of that.
At the end of this episode, when Sutton claps back and says, "What am I jealous of? Your leather pants?" Multiple of the ladies like, "Oh, okay. Oh, she said okay, that's not nice. Leather pants. Okay, leather. Oh, she said something about the leather pants." And I was like, "What?"
First, Kyle Richards has the biggest gasp. Like, oh, did she just say that? And then she realized what it really was, and she's like, "Okay, it's just
leather pants.
Okay,
it's okay.
We can move beyond that. She didn't make fun of her kids. She didn't say anything racist.
Okay,
so we're good. We're good. We're good."
There's all the ladies. Oh, okay. All right, it's okay. It's just leather pants.
Yeah. So luckily, the end of this episode the next episode starts with the end of this episode. So This is a beautiful place to take a pause.
I'm hungry.
Babe, can you make me a sandwich?
I'm going to get out of this hot closet.
Hot closet.
I actually haven't had a single sip of my cocktail this whole time.
Sinner.
So maybe I'm breaking tradition too.
You
We'll
broke
see.
tradition. See, he called me out on it. Now he's sad.
We'll see you in a minute.
Bye.
I'm gonna put the jam on this old stale piece of toast.
And we're back.
For the Pretty Meltdown.
Get it?
I do get it. I do get it. Pretty mess. Again, I just love that it starts off where we ended, where Kyle's like, okay, she just said ugly leather pants. Everything is fine.
I love that the editors scanned over the three monkeys, the hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil, while this fight is going on.
But then all of the ladies rush to Sutton and leave Crystal there by herself.
Sutton's like hyperventilating, and every single one of the girls there is like sitting there. You worked it for middle school kids. Isn't this what middle schoolers do?
Yes, except normally everyone's doesn't condone this bad behavior by giving them the attention that they're seeking. You
Yeah.
know? I'm like, everyone calm down. Crystal wants to approach the rest of the group, but she's like, I don't know what to do.
Well, at least Garcelle's going to go talk to
Yeah,
Crystal.
thank you, Garcelle. But Crystal is, everyone's like, can you just retract the one word? And she's like,
No.
No. I think right now it's just like, this is stupid that you're giving so much power to that word.
that word, yeah.
She's like, if you look at the definition, technically what I said wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
So you're giving power to the word.
You're
not
making
me.
it seem like it's even worse than it already
Yeah,
is.
and you are the one acting stupid, and I'm not going to apologize for your... Crystal is, again, she's not even trying to be polite to Sutton.
No.
And I would be just...
She
I hate
kind
to
of
say
thinks
it.
that Sutton's a joke.
Well, that's the way Sutton's acting.
Well, it's ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
very childish. You're not a grown woman.
I am a grown woman.
Crystal's like, and plus, you just cry to get empathy or sympathy or
It's
whatever
true.
you're
We said that in
looking
earlier
for.
episodes.
And you are an inappropriate, awkward person.
I hate to say, that's mean to say because it's so true.
Yeah.
And I think that Sutton knows that. But Crystal knows how to stick that knife in and then twist.
Why are you constantly mean?
It really was, I mean, it was so honest.
It was so honest. But Crystal has honestly had it with her behavior. She thinks she's just a joke and a child.
Yeah, so Garcelle tells them to put on their big girl panties. You know, the really tall ones. The really, like, high-waisted ones.
Kathy lets us know it's the high-waisted ones
When
that we
she
need.
said high-waisted, I laughed for 15 minutes.
You did. The whole time we had to pause it while you laughed and sat there. It was so funny.
So what does Sutton want so they can move on? And the question, that's already been answered. Sutton wants her to retract violated, which she's not.
I do love that they're all drinking hot toddies. I miss fall so much.
What does it take to get a drink around this place?
Everyone's like, well, what can we do to help you? And Sutton's like, it's her presence being here is what is upsetting me. And everyone's like, ooh,
Yeah.
Sutton, you didn't have to say that. But what Sutton was kind of saying is like, it's just being across from somebody that I know hates me. That's what
Right.
she's trying to say.
Well, we're not getting violated retracted, but we do get manic retracted. Because Sutton's father was manic and he committed suicide, and it's fair that Sutton could be triggered by that word. But
Agreed.
Crystal, in her first iteration of the apology, still uses if.
I know, I
Which
hate
we
that.
know, when you use if in an apology, you're not
I'm
taking
sorry
accountability.
that it made you feel that way.
Yeah, you're not taking accountability if you use if in an apology. But then Rinna makes her clarify it, and it sounds more certain than an if.
Lisa says some motivational phrase that you'll find like printed on the wall of some southern house.
Oh my gosh, Rinna just throws every cliche possible at them.
Stay true to yourselves, take one day at a time, and live in the moment.
But you know, I agree with Kathy. We don't want to ever feel like we're being pushed over the edge, because that's really mixed up.
Yeah, mixed up. It's so mixed up, you know?
It's mixed up. Messed up, mixed up.
Same thing.
Yeah, it's all the same.
I do love that Sutton jokes and says, you also need to lock the doors.
Yeah, I appreciated that, actually.
I did too, and that's what I'm saying. She just needs to make it a joke instead of giving it so much power.
I really appreciate. Some of the women were like, "No, Sutton, don't," and I thought, "No, that's exactly."
Yeah, that's exactly what you need to do.
It was a great button on the end.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
And then, ba-bum, Kyle, Kathy, and Dorit all have COVID, and the women have to quarantine for 2 weeks. Now, remember that Erica just filed for divorce. Mm-hmm. And then over the next 2 weeks, it is a publicity shitstorm.
The news breaks of Tom and Erica getting sued, and it's everywhere.
And Erica is quarantined.
By herself, like hearing and seeing all of what people have been saying and being nasty. I deleted somebody off of our Facebook page yesterday for posting Erica crying and saying if she could afford mascara that doesn't run, this is all ploy, blah, blah, blah. She didn't care about money when she was getting it, and now blah, blah, blah. I just deleted it because I'm like, you have no idea what the story is. Nobody really knows this story.
And we are all supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. So that's
this is just the worst timing possible, but it also could have been a lot worse.
The beauty of it, though, is that her castmates are, a majority of them seem to be innocent until proven guilty. We support our friend.
And they're also like, listen, I'm judging by who I've seen in person as my friend, and I just don't see Erica doing any of this.
Right.
So they're like, innocent until proven guilty, I'm going to have her back until then.
But sadly, we live in a world that's the exact opposite.
Oh my gosh, people are so mean and nasty on social media. It's disgusting.
I was really shaken that we had to go back to Zoom footage. I'm so tired of Zoom TV. I'm tired of Zoom in real life. But I especially Zoom on my TV. I was so thrilled that we got like our shows back on, barely with masks on anymore. Like back to what we considered normal before. And then here we back are on Zoom. And, you know, I just really love watching Rinna and Kyle be good friends to Erica.
Yeah, Erica is so upset that people are calling the marriage a sham because she's like, that was not a sham. Like that, I loved him dearly.
Yeah, you know, you can throw lots of conjecture at every step that she's taken over the past few years, you know, but no one, you know, reality TV is just a glimpse into their life for a few months at a time.
And it's also what producers make it into, like make that storyline.
But I don't think that anyone can question that Erica was a completely different person around Tom than she was around the rest of the ladies.
Right now, she's completely different. She seems like she doesn't have any of her guards up anymore, and she's wanting to have fun and show emotion. It just seemed like, well, she says she wasn't allowed to feel sad. She wasn't allowed to feel angry because does she have to feel angry? She's got a home, she's got money, she's got all this stuff, she got everything she wanted, but she's not allowed to have feelings.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's upsetting.
It's very upsetting.
The Ice Queen can take it, baby. You know, I'm cold.
And then a few days later, Rinna and Crystal come over, and Crystal, I thought, was very gracious about Erica's, you know, humble home compared to her mansion.
Well, Crystal said she got chills of knowing that it's hers.
Yeah.
Like that, she's like, I love this so much.
Yeah.
I don't care how big it is. I don't care I don't care where you came from. This is yours. And that gave me chills just right now.
Yeah, it was like Gina in OC when she bought her townhouse last year. Maybe it was stupid to move a whole nother family in there, but she was maybe one of the only ladies who actually owned her own property.
Right?
So get it.
Girl, yes.
And they're all gonna, it's 3:30 in the morning or in the afternoon.
Hey, we started recording this at 11 a.m. I'm like, why aren't you having a cocktail?
I know. So we have no room to judge. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, Bear.
Cheers.
Cheers, baby.
Cheers.
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 Yay.
And then we have a Romeo and Juliet situation with Erica and Garcelle.
I wrote that down too. I love how Romeo and Juliet it was.
Yeah. And Kyle talks about how life imitated art when she played a quarantined child with a virus on Little House on the Prairie. How cool is that?
Well, talking about life imitating art, Did you see that the mini replica of their house is in the backyard for the dogs to sleep in?
Yes.
Like, I had to pause it. I was like, what is going on? What is going on here?
Until you're like, is that a replica of their house in the backyard for the dogs? I was like, I don't know. Rewind it.
I mean, it looks like it. Granted, there is a little putt-putt thing there, but I don't understand how, like, a house, like a random house would be like the 18th hole.
Right.
It just doesn't seem... It has to be for their dogs to sleep in, and I think it's adorable, and it's very awesome.
I love the lesson learned here between Kyle and Garcelle, because when Garcelle approached Kyle with her feelings and concerns about what conspired last year, Kyle was ready to listen, ready to accept, and ready to offer a genuine apology.
Mm-hmm.
And they moved on.
Yeah.
Like, Garcelle is Romeoing her balcony, you know?
Oh my God, I love Garcelle's, like, neck shirt sweater, like neck sleeve sweater that she's wearing.
That's what they bought her for her birthday.
I think that's so adorable.
She got that at Rena's house.
I love, because,
I think it was from Erica and one more person. I don't remember who.
I love it.
Yeah.
Because, we can't wear sweaters. No matter how cold it is, we'll just sweat underneath it.
Because we're wearing a sweater year round.
Yeah, but I just loved that. I thought it was so adorable. Oh.
So now that the ladies are no longer sick, they want to take their trip to La Quinta. And Garcelle's like, y'all got the cooties? I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it, y'all. Back at Erica's, she's crying a lot. She's relying on her therapist a lot.
And she just blatantly says she is not doing good and she's going to see a therapist.
And bottom line is, the headlines are wrong. That's what she's saying. The headlines are wrong.
They go back and forth between Erica's convo and Kyle and Garcelle's conversation. And what it comes down to, all of them are just concerned for Erica.
Yeah, there were some moments when I was like,
are they going to pick side?
I thought there was a moment where I wasn't convinced that Garcelle in particular was convinced of Erica's innocence.
I felt the same way, but at the end of it, it made me feel better.
Well, even in her confessional, she stood up for Erica.
Yeah.
But there in that moment, at Kyle's, I was like, I'm not too convinced that Garcelle believes Erica. But, Erica says that she always did actually ask a lot of questions and never got any answers. I tend to be naive and always be a half glass full.
All right, Kathy.
A glass half full kind of person. But it's easy for me to believe that a man with Tom's money and a man of Tom's, power, for lack of a better word, that he didn't divulge any of that, especially with his pride.
Well, what footage did she have in that relationship? How can she say, no, you have to show me all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Fight with him and stuff, because he held all of the power throughout that entire relationship. Crystal didn't really understand the power difference in their relationship and that it wasn't an equal partnership.
Because it's more of an equal partnership for her.
For her and her relationship, she doesn't understand how Erica couldn't have known about certain bills and stuff. So I just don't think Crystal really understands.
Well, and Rinna pays the bills.
And yeah, Lisa Rinna pays the bills. Harry Hamlin cooks and does everything else.
We spent a lot of time at Rinna's house this episode. She's FaceTiming with Delilah and showing off all these expensive vintage gowns.
These are a effing moment.
Oh, God, I wish I had a dad that had vintage 70s stuff and 80s stuff that I could be wearing right now.
Right? I wish so too. I love that she brings out this Hervé Leger dress and it's hanging on a wire hanger. And then she lays it on the dirty garage floor to be able to show it to her on FaceTime.
This vintage dress that isn't made anymore.
Insane. La, 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 la. And then Delilah told Rinna that Amelia told Delilah that Amelia is the favorite. And that got me to the core, because that happened to me as a child.
As a child, yes.
My brother told me when I was a little kid that my dad told him that he was the favorite. And it really affected my relationship with my dad for a very, very long time because I was just a stupid kid.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know any better.
Me and my sisters, we fight over, well, we don't even fight because they all know that I'm the favorite of the family. My mom has said that I am her favorite.
Right. But your sisters know that they can gang up against you, so they're not too worried about it.
No, they're not too worried about it. But I am the favorite, so I do know that parents do pick favorite children. It's hard to say. They're never going to admit it, but, well, my mom did. My mom admitted it. But I think it's easy for her because I'm the only boy, and she really wanted a boy.
Right. Cut to Kyle and Kathy. Kathy is making Nightmare Before Christmas wreaths.
I know. Those things are gonna haunt my dreams. They have like body parts in it and like haunted dolls and like scraps of bones from animals. Like, what are you making, Kathy?
I always come up with all my little fantasies. I could see, angels or soldiers, teddy bears, crystal fruit, vintage snowmen, little miniature shoes, and an old Saks Fifth Avenue receipt. Absolutely beautiful.
You can't throw glitter on it and say it's a Christmas wreath. That is gonna haunt my dreams forever.
I love it. I love that she thinks probably would use the word darling. She probably thinks they're darling.
And she is like, I bet she goes up and down the highway looking for random things and picks it up. She's like, this will be cute in a wreath. It's like half of a bird's skull.
Well, she comes to the whole... Now, I will say, the list of things that she said she could turn into decorations, I thought were brilliant. Like old shopping receipts.
I think that's cute.
Yeah.
That's cute. But who's... like, it'll be from Walmart. That's not sexy.
Not for us, right? Not for us.
But like something from like Tiffany, like
yeah.
a $40,000 receipt of stuff from Tiffany's,
And then I thought there was a wild parallel because in the last episode, they're talking about Kim being by herself and worried that she's okay being by herself. And now Kyle is worried about Portia because Portia is not leaving the home, and she's starting to be okay with that. And Kyle's been sick. She hasn't been able to be the mom that she wants. Kyle has a complete breakdown. She's like,
I think it's because of COVID.
Yeah.
This whole COVID thing is messing up her system.
But I can understand how terrifying it would be. Like, is Portia going to acclimate back to being around people again? Is she going, is she going to spend the rest of her life, agoraphobic? I mean, I would be worried about those things as a parent too.
Which one of the daughters was it that said she slept through like 3 of her alarms?
Portia, yeah.
Is it Portia?
Yeah.
That is, I hate when people say stuff like that. Like, I have worked at multiple jobs where somebody is constantly late, constantly missing things, and it's always because, there was traffic, or I slept through my alarm. Like, that is such bull.
Well,
you can be on time, and if you're always late, set 2 alarms and set 1 early.
Well, I'm generally early for everything, but I have slept through alarms when I was younger.
I understand it like once or twice, but like,
Every
I
day.
slept through 3 alarms and then I fell asleep later that day and missed class. Like, no, you're lazy, you're irresponsible.
You're so angry.
Well, you didn't see the season premiere of Potomac, but Juan and Robin Dixon have a talk about that. He's like, Robin, sometimes your day doesn't even start till 2 p.m. He's like, and he says, that's not attractive.
That's
and
not cool.
And then it looks like coming up, Giselle's going like, he called you unattractive? But anyway, Kyle and Kathy are close together again, and that's wonderful. I really did love, though, when it flashes back to Portia having those long fingernails. And Kyle's like, how can you even type in those fingernails? And Portia goes, because I'm a queen.
Because I'm a queen?
I love that. That was great. That was great. And then, the episode ends with some crazy line from Kathy about poker and showing their cards. And
she gives wisdom that she saw on the back of a card at a gift shop. And she's remembered it.
Look, at the end of the day, life is a poker game. And everybody's got to show their cards.
Oh, my goodness.
Next, we get a new puppy.
Kathy, shut up.
I'm always happy to get a
Sutton
new
has
puppy.
a new doggy, and the doggy has already chewed up some of the molding around the house.
That's what puppies do, named Waylon.
When I do it, I get hit.
No, I don't remember. Well, because you're a bad dog. I don't remember meeting Sutton's daughter last season, but they showed a flashback. I don't know if that flashback was actually aired last season or if it was just filmed, but I don't remember if we. She seems like a very well-rounded young lady. We have another balcony scene between Rinna and Dorit. We find out that Rinna is the same sorority.
Kappa Kappa Gamma.
Yes. Rinna's like, so we weren't nerds like apparently Sutton's daughter is.
I know. I was like, oh my goodness.
But I do know that sororities and fraternities are different on every campus.
And also, I think back in the day, it was probably more on looks than now today. It is based more on education.
I think every sorority just has their thing.
Well, when I was in my sorority, I was just there for looks. I wasn't there for brains.
Oh, you were in a sorority? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that you used to live as a trans woman.
I wore a wig. I wasn't trans. I just wore a wig, and I looked really cute with lipstick and eyeshadow.
That could be a movie.
Oh, I like that.
Erica later says that she has a story to tell, but this isn't at the time. And at first I was like, wait a minute, what do you mean? But then I realized that this just isn't the time so she's allowed to speak about it.
Yeah.
Like she hasn't had the chance to defend herself. But at first I was like, wait, are we going to find out more like dirt about Tom that you did know?
Oh my goodness.
But no, it's just this isn't the time.
I would like to tell a story.
Tom actually, one headline was true that Tom has actually filed that Erica pay legal fees. Mm-hmm. He's playing dirty. He's playing dirty. How weird is it that he was not supportive once he got her to the place where it seemed like he was trying to get her to? You know, we've been together for quite a long while, and your career has really changed and blossomed since we've known each other. And I would like to say that my support helped a little bit, you know. And I get so excited every time that you reach a new milestone that I can't imagine that once you become like, I don't know, an Oscar winner or whatever, that I would be like, all right, I'm out. Nope, I'm done.
Yeah, it almost just kind of seems like, well, also, Erica talked a lot about how she is watching him disintegrate physically, mentally.
Yeah.
So I think that might have something to do with it too, that he's just not, there's just a part of him that has just lost interest in that completely, and he's having like maybe a second midlife crisis kind of issue, or it's just that the fact that he gets bored with the things that he gets.
I thought it was wild that she was still showing care.
I thought that was wild too, but you know what? That also shows how much she really did care for him.
I hated that this walk between Erica and Kyle, for one thing, didn't end up being a walk. I wonder if they walked afterwards. But also they had to stay 6 feet apart.
And she's bawling, and
I'm sure
poor Kyle's just crying because she can't do anything.
Know.
She can't even physically help her.
I know.
I hated it.
Could no one, is there not a camera member, or I mean, I know that's breaking the fourth wall, but is there no one that could have brought her a tissue?
I know. I was thinking the same thing. Like, can nobody bring her a tissue?
I know that loads of people, I've seen meme after meme, and Camille Grammer on Twitter, why isn't she wearing waterproof mascara? She's been wearing waterproof mascara, blah, 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 blah. This must be a calculated move for her to wear a mascara that's not. Why does everything have to be a calculated move, first of all? But also, let's remember that Erica's doing her own hair and makeup now.
Yeah. And she's overwhelmed. Like, how many times have you picked up the wrong piece of anything and thought that because you're just so overwhelmed with life, you're not realizing what you're doing? So she probably picked up this mascara and was like, mascara, putting it on, boom. And that's all she thought of.
Kyle and I are going for a walk.
Yeah, I need to put mascara on. She probably did it all last minute too, because she's at home so stressed and worried, and she can't even open her phone right now to even sidetrack herself because it's all over the news of all these lies and assumptions.
And now her friends are dropping like flies now that she doesn't have the money.
She said that if you want to know who your true friends are, go broke or go to jail. or murder somebody. I'm like, well, you could have said that. You could have said if you're like, if somebody died in your family, or your partner died, that who's going to be there for you?
I really don't believe that Erika Jayne is such a great actress that all of this is fake.
Hell no.
I believe that she was surprised by this.
And just seeing the old clips of Erika with Tom and how Tom treated her and stuff, it all makes sense.
Yeah. And those of you so I want to say, some of you all, first of all, just say comments on our social media about how you agree with us about Erika and that you like the fact that we're giving her the benefit of the doubt. So we appreciate that.
Yes.
We appreciate any kind of comments that you all leave on. So you're not even allowed to disagree with us for that matter. We just like to know that you're listening.
Yeah.
So keep those comments coming.
Please.
Keep them coming. This week, this second episode was really rough for me, for my heart, to watch Erika. I want to believe her. You know, maybe someday I'll find out I'm wrong.
You could see how overwhelmed she is with all this.
Yeah.
Did you ever see her cry or show much emotion throughout these last couple seasons with
Never.
her?
That's been her. That's why people wanted her off the show.
But now it is all. I think she needs it too. She needs to let go of everything. She needs to cry. She needs to scream. She needs to let go of all of that inside of her. It just makes me feel so bad for her.
So, you know, again, maybe someday we'll find out that this was all a sham and we were the fools, but that's okay.
But you know what? What is that? So what damage is that doing?
Yeah, no, it's not going to affect me at all.
No.
You know? So if my hopes are, I love my housewives and I want the best for them as long as they deserve the best.
When Erika says that, I would hug Tom and he just wouldn't hug me back. And I'm like, I hate that. But even Erika feels bad that she can't be there for Tom right now. And she said, I hope there's somebody for him right now.
No, seems like there might be. Seems like there might be, Erika Jayne. Folks, again, thank you so much for listening to us this week. We managed to get 2 episodes and in a pretty normal, episode length.
Yes, we did.
I don't see any reason why we won't be back for next week. In the meantime, make sure you are following us on social media, on Facebook and Instagram. We are The Real Housebears. On Twitter, we are Real Housebears. And you can email us at therealhousebears@gmail.com.
You could also find us on YouTube, and you could follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. And if there is an area you could give us a rating and a nice little written review, we would greatly appreciate that. We need that very much, so thank you.
And we appreciate you all. Have a great week.
Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Let's try that again.
Are we testing?
Yes, we are testing.
Test, 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 test.
You are being tested.
You are testy.
You're testing my patience.
I don't know.